Okay, so let me just cover a quick disclaimer first. Okay, please note that this webinar is purely for education. It does not take into account specific investment objectives, financial situation, or particular needs of any other person. Okay, now let's go to FX, my favorite class of instruments. So I'm going to start the yen pair since the yen pairs are moving quite a bit since yesterday. Now, for those of you that attended my webinars many times, right, you can see that the kind of trades I always take is when my three charts that you see right here is in the same direction, because it's the simplest trade to take. You're just following momentum. So if you look at the daily on my right, the 4 hour in the middle, 50-minute on the left, it doesn't, I mean, it's very, very clear that it's a downtrend, right? Even if I'm not a good reader at price action, right, you can just add a moving average. And if you look at that, so the moving averages I have is basically the 10, 20, and 50, and it's all pointing down. Okay, so it's very, very clear cut in terms of what the momentum is. So I took a screenshot of a trade yesterday because I promise you every week I'll take a screenshot of a good setup straight to you. Sorry about the quality of the image. Jeez, it's really bad. Okay, hope you can see. But basically, this is exactly the same pair, Euro Yen. Okay, it was taken yesterday. But you see this 50-minute chart on the left? This circle I drew was where the breakout entry was taken. Okay, so if you look back at so if you see the 4-hour chart is a downtrend, the daily chart is a downtrend, so everything's good to go. Now where we are right now is actually exactly the same thing. If you see, so where was the trade yesterday? Yesterday we were here. This whole area here. See this consolidation? So the market came down, consolidate, and then broke downwards. And if you missed, you could have taken this short as well. This was at 1:15 a.m. If you are a late sleeper, you might have taken this. But it just keep coming down and down and down. And my problem or my issue in the past, in fact, sometimes I still have the issue, is that whenever I see a consolidation like that, right, even though all the different time frames are on a strong downtrend, okay, my mind will interfere and says that, you know what, it's consolidating and it might not want to come down further. Okay, instead of following price action like a dog, my mind will get in the way. And this is what will normally happen. Okay, but if you see price clearly breaking a shorter term support at around the 11860, right, it's clear cut that the momentum is still very bearish. Okay, and look at what happened the whole day. Just keep down, 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 down. So before we started the webinar, right, just 5 minutes before, I saw another setup, 50-minute chart, again, consolidating nicely, nice support level. And then the question is, will I want to take it lower? Yes, why not? And it did. It broke downwards and came down, 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 and down. Okay, right now it's trying to make a new low. Okay, because if I'm looking at all the charts, right, look at that, daily chart, very bearish. 4-hour chart, super bearish. 1-hour chart, super bearish as well. And 50-minute chart will just follow suit. Okay, so if in fact I will not be surprised if we just trend down all the way to 117 tonight. I'll not be surprised. Okay, because if you look at especially the yen pairs, when the yen pairs move, okay, you got to be very sharp to catch it because you might miss thousands of pips if you don't. I'm sure some of you experience the dollar yen trade for the past few years, right? Especially when Abe introduced his 3 arrows. So if you see how the pairs move, sometimes there's no retracement on on the high term time frame. It just keeps going down, 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 or up, up, up. So you need to be very sharp and focus on the shorter term time frames. And what I suggest, okay, remember I go back to my theory. Okay, so remember what I suggest, right? So you see my theory, right, in terms of price action, how to enter shorts. What I suggest for trading big trends like that, right, whereby there's no pullback, is trade the breakouts. Okay, so if you focus on this one here, just take my drawing tool. Oh, what am I doing? Sorry. So trade the breakouts. Trade the breakouts, especially the trends are very, very strong and there's no pullbacks. Okay, in fact, how to trade breakout is, for example, once you establish a bias, if you see a lower time frame consolidating and things like that, you draw a support line, and once it breaks out, you just take the trade. Okay, sometimes you might not even want to wait for a pullback. You just take the trade to downside. Same thing for the upside. If you see it consolidating and then it just breaks out, you can take the trade here on the breakout. Okay, so this is especially the trend is moving really fast. Now, the question is, how do you know whether it's going to consolidate or pull back further, or is it just going to drop, like for this case? Well, the answer is you can't. You can't be 100% sure. Okay, which is why I said the breakout is a good setup. So let's say at this point in time, we establish that this is support, this is resistance, and the market is very trending down. Okay, there are multiple entries that you could have taken. You can have taken a resistance here, or you can wait for the breakout here and then take it down again. You see, the market even gave you a third time entry here. It actually pulled back for you. Okay, same thing as last night. Okay, if you look at last night, based on this support level I drew, right? Exactly the same thing. Okay, so for this case, yes, the resistance might not be as well defined. Okay, but you can see that here, all these are resistance for you. Or you can take a breakout trade here. Okay, so as long as you are very sure about your bias based on the high-term time frame, which for this case is very clear-cut. Okay, all you need to do is just get your mind out of the way and follow strategy, follow price action. All right, just wanted to show an example. Yeah, Jingyi, down. Jingyi is our market strategist. Thank you for coming. If you want to know more about fundamental stuff or why or what will happen when Donald Trump meets Xi Jinping the next few days, you can send an email to my market strategist, Jingyi. She'll be more than happy to answer you. Yeah, and she writes a lot of good articles as well. Oh yeah, and thanks for reminding. I'm doing a French election seminar with her on the 12th of April. That's Wednesday night, 7 p.m. at the IG office, IG seminar room, Battery Road, Straight Trading Building. Yep. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, so yeah, I just thought to cover this example. You see right now it's still coming down. My hope is that it hits 117 tonight. Okay, so any FX pairs that you want me to cover? If not, I'll just cover the majors. Any particular? So all the yen pairs are really, really bearish right now. Any particular pairs that you guys want me to take a look at? If you guys have nothing, I have a few pairs that I would like to show you as well. Dollar CAD, okay. There's no sound. Khalid, is it? Hold on, yeah. Let me just reply to him. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Dollar CAD. Lenny, just out of curiosity, because in the beginning you say that psychology might be an issue for you, right? Do you do journaling? Because trade journaling is something that's very important, because this way you can analyze what's your strength and weakness. Aussie yen. Okay, I'll cover Aussie yen. Let me just start with dollar CAD. But anyway, since you're talking about trade journaling, it's very important that if you want to be a successful trader, you need to have your journaling done. If not, you're trading blind. You don't know your results and performance. I personally I use a software. I mean, some of you might use Excel sheets and things like that. I'm using a paid software to do it because it's so much easier. You can actually save your screenshots and you can calculate your returns, your maximum drawdown, things like that. Okay, so back to dollar CAD. Only at the beginning. Yeah, I think it's good to keep up the journaling, Lenny. This way you can analyze. If not, you wouldn't know is it your strategy or is it your psychology? It can be both. Okay, so dollar CAD, right, if you look at the daily chart, is basically very range bound. Okay, there's very, very well defined level, support and resistance level. Okay, 1300, and the resistance around the 13550 level. Okay, so it's pretty much range bound, not uptrend, not downtrend, just sideways. So let's go to a lower term time frame. Okay, lower term time frame is consolidating. It's another range. This is the range. Okay, it seems that it has broken above the resistance. All right. Now, what you want to look out for, this is a breakout setup to me. See whether it can pull back to anywhere among these levels and then take it back up to maybe to the key resistance levels, level 1, the 13540, 13550 level. Okay, just pay attention to this. Now, there is a potential that this might be a false breakout. This might be a false breakout, but you wouldn't know. So what I would say is, the way I take breakouts, if it breaks out nicely like that, okay, I would like to wait for it to pull back to the key resistance, then support. I would say anywhere near the 134. Okay, but if it does something like this, right? Let's say if it breaks out, pull back, okay, and then closes below, then I'm looking for more false break kind of entries. Okay, so what will happen is, normally if you go to, let's say if I go to a daily chart again, okay, so one of the signs that it's a false break is if you go to a higher term time frame chart, like a daily chart. Right now the daily candle is not closed yet, right? On pro real time, the daily candle closes at about 8 a.m. Singapore time, so tomorrow morning. So still some time to go. So if the daily chart closes as a long shadow, meaning something like this, and the body is just below the key 134 level, okay, if it closes like this, then high chance of false breakout, and we are at least falling back to this level here. Okay, let's go back to 4-hour chart. If not, okay, I'm just painting a scenario that it might happen, yeah. But for this case, it is still very much bullish. Okay, it's pushing above the resistance line. Just be a bit patient. Let it see how it reacts around the 134 zone, and then hopefully it'll take it up again. Okay, this is dollar CAD. Yep. Because the big scheme of things is just a big big consolidation. In fact, if you ask me, if it comes back to this 13550 level, right, I'm more than happy to try to take a shot. Okay, because of all this resistance. All right, really nice. It's quite similar to the Nikkei and the Aussie dollar. Yep. Okay, so this dollar CAD, Aussie yen. Okay, let's go to Aussie yen. I mean, as always, right? If you got to always cast your eyes on the economic calendar, yeah, because it can change everything that I just said, especially when it comes to fundamental news. Okay, just give me a moment and just sort out something. Okay, so Aussie yen. Okay, most of the yen pairs are similar, all very bearish. Oh, Srinivas, you have a question. What's the journaling software? Oh, the journaling software I use? Yo, it's called HWonk. Let me see whether I can give you the. So it's EDGEWONK. I don't think I should put the link here because I'm representing IG, isn't it? So yeah, HWonk. I use HWonk. EDGEWONK. It's just third-party software, but I think it's really good. You have to pay like I think $100 for it. It's a one-time purchase. Yep. But yeah, I think it's very comprehensive because you can even, what I like about it is that you can even save your screenshot. So every trade you enter the entry, exit, you choose a strategy that you can set. So let's say you set 5 strategies, and then you can choose a strategy that you have executed, and then you can put the calculate for you the risk to reward. You can insert your screenshot, and yeah, everything's there. It's almost perfect. Really good generating software. Okay, so Aussie yen, as we are talking, the yen pairs are still falling. So let's see where we are right now. Look at this. Oh my God, this is such a beautiful setup. So you look at this daily chart, right? I don't know when I drew this line, but look at that. Beautiful pullback. Lower low, lower high entry. Okay, so where we are right now is really bearish. Let me see whether there's any strong support. Wow, I don't see any. The key support has been taken out. Look at that. 84 has been taken out. So I think the next clear level I can see is probably around 83 or so. Just about 23 pips away from now. Okay, so it is bearish. Okay, it is bearish. It started to be bearish when this low was made. Like this is a lower low, and it broke all these key lows here. Okay, lower low, lower high. This is lower high. All right, and another lower low. Okay, and again, look at this. If I draw a line across here, isn't this a beautiful resistance level? And this is a classic example of a false breakout. Well, this chart covered all the theory that I mentioned today. So very nice resistance level, touched a couple of times. Okay, in fact, there are two levels of resistance. One is here as well. Okay, so this is a very key resistance. This is a very nice false breakout. And it happens a lot. Okay, you just got to be sharp. And this false breakout is very clear because if you look at this bearish candle, right? In candlestick terminology, do you know what's this candlestick pattern called? Anyone? So the candlestick on top is, yeah, exactly. Thanks, Lenny. So this is the very clean-cut bearish engulfing candle. And you see this big red candle, right? Took out this green candle and almost half of the previous green candle as well. And the key thing is this. If we establish the resistance, the key resistance 87.5, right? The red candle actually came down and closed below the key resistance 87.5. So this is a key sign that this is a false breakout. Okay, and then pull back, your entry might be here. Now look, I'm not talking based on hindsight, yeah. Of course, hindsight, everything is easy, but I'm just saying that if you're familiar with price action, right, you can see it repeating everywhere on the charts, any time frame. Okay, so you just got to be familiar with it and be sharp. And then take your entry, good risk to reward, and then good to go. Okay, so for Aussie yen, I think 83 is a high possibility. The only thing right now is not much of an entry level I can see anymore. The only entry level that you could have taken was just before the webinar. I think I covered that during, it is very similar to the Euro yen setup. All the yen pairs look very similar. Okay, so this was the only level that you could have taken off here. You see how the 50-minute support broke and just came downwards? Okay, so let's see whether there's any more. Yeah, right now I'm just not too keen to take it because it's making new lows. It's not pulling back anymore. Okay, so let's see. Lower low, lower low. One way, if you still like to take it, is if it makes a pullback to the 83.40 area. Then hopefully it drops to 83 from there. Yeah. But if not, you just gotta be patient because it's just making new lows and new lows, newer lows and lows. Okay. But yeah, 83 seems to be a realistic target. Who was there that asking what was it? So Hyun, right? Yeah, So Hyun, sorry. Does that answer your question, So Hyun? Dollar yen. Okay. All right. Now dollar yen, right? Key levels around 110, which around the 110.10 area. Okay. So if you see dollar yen, now I don't understand how some of traders are still bullish. I read a report this morning, they're still bullish, maybe for the year. I mean, that's the thing about banks or analyst reports, right? They're always forecasting something that's so long term. I don't know how they do it. But for me, because I'm a technical trader, right? Technical doesn't say bullish at all. In fact, the only time I'll think that dollar yen might turn bullish again if it breaks a certain level. What do you guys think now? I repeat, which level do you think dollar yen must break above before we can say that it's bullish for the next 3 to 6 months again? Give me a price. Which level? Do you guys know? It's a very, very obvious level, and we are below it right now. Yep, spot on. Srinivas, 112. Yep. Because if you see 112, right? Okay, it's been supporting for almost the whole 2017. Okay, and it's the first sign that when we broke below it, right? All my bullishness of dollar yen just gone down the drain. Okay, because 112, anywhere between 118.80 to 112. Okay, these two lines that I drew here, very, very strong resistance. Okay, of course you can draw another resistance line here somewhere here. You're right, Lenny, you're right in terms of 115, but that's later level. The most immediate level is 112. Okay, and if you talk about breakout trades, right, this is classic. Look at that. Okay, this is classic. See how it broke out, pull back, short. So if you go to the PowerPoint slides, okay, it did exactly this scenario here, this one here. Okay, double bottom, lower low, lower high, back to the key support resistance level and short. It did exactly that. Okay. Now for those of you who are always able to spot such patterns only after the trade happens, which is very frustrating. That means on hindsight, you can spot it, but on live trades you can't. Then again, something to do with your psychology. Maybe you get too anxious whenever you're trading live, and that's where you fail to look out for obvious setups. Okay. For that, right, I suggest you might want to practice more on your strategy. There's another software that I use. It's called Forex Tester. It's basically a simulation platform whereby it's based on live prices in the historical live prices. But the good thing is that it's better than demo account because it accelerates the learning. So the thing about demo account is you still need to wait for the setup to come before you enter the trade, and then you wait for the results and things like that. But for this particular software, you can actually fast forward, you can play, you can rewind, and basically you can just keep entering, looking for setups and enter trades as well. And then you can look back and see how profitable you were, whether the strategy is good or not. And the best thing you can do it anytime, even over the weekends. Okay, so this is something that you might want to look out for as well, just to accelerate your learning as a trader. Okay, but dollar yen is looking bearish. I think we will go to the previous low around the 110 level. Okay, in fact, we are just 20 over pips away. So this was the only entry again was the start of the webinar at around 7 p.m. It broke out. Okay, it broke out. I'm not sure whether it will pull back to the exact level, but everything is looking bearish right now. Okay, this is for chart. Okay. The only thing I'm a bit more concerned is if it pulls back all the way here, right? Okay, on the daily chart, and we are very close to support already. Anywhere between 110 to right now, because the longer term chart, right, we are quite close to support. You see the setup here compared to setup here. So if you're shorting based on this level here, right, there's every chance the risk reward is much better because you are at a key resistance level. But if you're shorting here, you are very near support on the daily chart. Yes, you might argue that you might be shorting a resistance on the 15-minute chart, but this whole area where we are right now is a support zone daily already. So the probability is not as good as compared to if you maybe say you shorted from the resistance here or the breakout here. Okay, because if we are at this level here, it's not as close to the daily support as where we are right now. Okay, so again, it's all about probabilities and what's a better setup. All right. Sorry. Okay, let me address a dollar yen question first. Yeah. Mac Bay, right? You say that dollar yen will be trading average 106 for 2017 according to JP Morgan. Okay, JP Morgan says 106. Possible. And the reason why JP Morgan say that it's 106, I think they're looking at this. So if you look, this is a weekly chart, yeah? Because dollar yen weekly chart are heavy consolidating in the form of a triangle like that. So 106 is somewhere here. So JP Morgan says here. Thanks for the info, Mac Bay, right? Possible. Yep, that means they're looking at this weekly triangle consolidation as well. Yep, possible. But the thing is, as retail traders, right, I mean, we do have the buffer to hold on to that long-term trades. So we're always looking for a high probability setup. So 106 is possible for me only if it breaks 110. Right now, it's not. Okay, I think it might consolidate around 110 before we'll see what happens. And just bear in mind, Donald Trump is having a meeting with Xi Jinping this week, right? So who knows what he might say. So just bear in mind that. But even before 106 is hit, 110 is a key support that I'll look out for. But thanks for the information. So here, high possibility of support 83.18 next support level. Okay, so here, so back to Aussie yen, yeah. Small Aussie yen. 83.18 is it? Let me see. There's not very clear, because the long-term charts, right, I would say anywhere between where we are right now to 83 is possible support already. Okay, because in the short-term charts, there's really no support in sight. That's why I'm using a longer-term charts for reference. Let me just zoom out a bit. This is divergence. I'm looking for divergence to see whether there's a possible reversal. Yeah, no divergence. Yeah. I think 83 is still possible, so here, but it's a bit hard to tell right now because the longer term charts is a zone, support and resistance is a zone. Okay, so it's not really exactly 83.18, 83 is still possible. Let me just yeah, anywhere around 83. Okay, I can't be that precise, 83.18, but it's definitely still bearish. I wouldn't rule out 83 tonight. Yep. Which is why when you enter a trade, even when there's a trend, right, the level you enter is very important as well. Because entering now is a big no-no to me. It's just pushing lower. Okay, the only point would have been, like I mentioned, 7 p.m. Singapore time, just before we start the webinar, around 83.40. Yep. Okay, any other questions that you guys have before I wrap up the session? I mean, Lenny, I mean, so since you're talking about psychology, right? Trading Journal is one of it. If you want to learn a bit on using meditation to help in your trading, drop me, give me a call, and then I'll talk to you about it. Yeah, it's what I'm doing for the past 2 years. Very useful. Basically, it gives you a lot of clarity in terms of your mind, because you can't trade with a cluttered mind. You need a lot of clarity. All right, any other things that you guys want to ask? If not, I will wrap up the session for today. Once again, the webinar will be recorded, should be uploaded on the website tomorrow. And if you'd like to come for a seminar, it's on the French elections. I'll be doing it with our market strategist thingy on the 12th of April at the IG seminar room from 7 to 9 p.m. or so. All right, so basically I'll be covering technicals and she'll be covering more fundamental side of things. All right, if not, thank you so much for dropping by tonight. I'll see you next 2 weeks. Happy trading. Take care. Good night.